Hi everyone, welcome back to English Everyday, the channel that helps you learn English simply, practically, and effectively every single day. I'm Nika, your host for today. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss a daily English lesson that can actually make a difference in your real-life speaking. In today's video, I'm going to share with you something super practical: 50 of the most common English phrases that native speakers use in everyday life. These expressions are short, natural, and incredibly useful in casual conversations. Whether you're grabbing coffee with a friend, talking to a coworker, asking for help, or just chatting with someone new, these phrases will help you sound more fluent, more confident, and more like a native speaker. So grab a notebook, find a comfy spot, and get ready. Let's dive in and start learning some real-life English you can use right away. Common phrases for greeting and starting a conversation. Let's start with some super common ways to greet someone naturally in English. Instead of always saying hi or hello, try switching it up with phrases like, "Hey, what's going on? Yo, how have you been? It's been a while. How's life treating you?" These are very casual, friendly, and sound much more like how native speakers actually talk. For example, imagine you bump into an old friend at a grocery store. You might say, "Hey, it's been a while. How have you been?" And they could reply, "Good. Just super busy with work lately." Another great one is "long time no see." It's perfect when you haven't seen someone in a while. You can also ask, "How's everything?" or "How are things going with you?" These questions are warm and show that you care. Practice saying them out loud. The more you use them, the more natural your English will sound. Ready? Repeat after me. "Hey, how's it going? Yo, what's up? Nice. Let's keep going." Useful phrases to show agreement. Now let's look at how native speakers agree with each other in real conversations. Instead of just saying yes or "I agree," you can use short and natural phrases like, "Exactly. That's so true. Totally. For sure." These phrases help you sound more engaged and natural. Let's say your friend says, "Learning English takes time." Instead of replying with just "yeah," try saying "exactly. It's all about practice and patience." Another example: if someone says "It's been so hot lately," you can say, "That's so true. I've been turning the fan on all day." You can also use totally to agree in a casual way. For example, if someone says, "I think weekends are too short," you can say totally. They just fly by. Practice these responses out loud. Try thinking of something you agree with, and respond using one of these phrases. For example, say, "I think coffee is better than tea." Then reply totally, "I need my coffee every morning." Simple phrases like these make your conversations smoother and more interesting. Let's keep practicing. Phrases to express surprise or interest. Sometimes in conversation, you want to show that you are surprised or really interested in what someone is saying. Instead of just saying "wow," try using these natural phrases. "No way. You're kidding. That's crazy. Seriously." These expressions help you sound more excited and connected in a conversation. For example, if your friend says, "I met Taylor Swift at the airport," you can say, "No way, that's amazing." Or if someone tells you, "I just won a free trip to Hawaii," you might respond with, "You're kidding, that's crazy." These short phrases make your reactions feel more real and less robotic. Here's another one. Imagine someone says, "I stayed up all night watching Netflix." You can reply, "Seriously, that's wild. How many episodes did you watch?" Practice reacting like this when you hear stories from friends. It helps you stay involved and show genuine interest. Try it now. Think of a surprising story someone might tell you, then say out loud, "No way," or "You're kidding." Keep practicing until it feels natural. Great, let's move on to the next group of phrases. Phrases for asking for help or making a request. There are many polite and natural ways to ask someone for help in English. Instead of saying "help me," which can sound too direct, try using these softer phrases. "Can you do me a favor? Would you mind helping me? Could you please? Is it okay if I ask for your help?" These phrases show respect and make your request sound more friendly. For example, if you're carrying a heavy box, you can say, "Would you mind helping me carry this?" Or if you need someone to check something for you, try saying, "Can you do me a favor and take a quick look at this?" Another example, let's say you want to borrow a friend's book, you can say, "Would it be okay if I borrowed your book for a few days?" That sounds much nicer than just saying, "Give me your book." Practicing polite requests is important because people respond better when you speak with kindness and respect. Try it now. Think of something you need help with and say it out loud using one of these phrases. For example, "Could you please explain this to me?" or "Would you mind giving me a hand?" Ready? Let's go to the next section. Phrases to offer help or support. When you want to offer help to someone, it's important to sound friendly and polite. Instead of just saying, "Do you want help?" try these natural phrases. "Do you need a hand? Can I help you with that? Let me know if you need anything. Would you like me to help?" For example, if you see a friend struggling with carrying bags, you can say, "Do you need a hand with those?" Or if someone looks stressed, you might say, "Let me know if you need anything." These phrases show that you care and are willing to support others. Practicing these will help you become more confident in offering help in different situations. Try it now. Say out loud, "Can I help you with that?" or "Do you need a hand?" It will make your English sound warm and natural. Great, let's move on to phrases for agreeing to plans and confirming arrangements. Phrases for agreeing to plans and confirming arrangements. When you want to agree with a plan or confirm details, using casual and natural phrases can make the conversation flow smoothly. Instead of just saying yes or okay, try these expressions. "I'm down for that." "Sounds good." "Count me in." "Works for me." For example, if a friend says, "Let's go to the beach tomorrow," you can reply, "I'm down for that," or "Sounds good." If someone suggests meeting at 5 p.m., you might say, "Count me in," or "Works for me." These phrases are very common and help you sound like a native speaker when making plans. Practice these by imagining you are confirming plans with friends or coworkers. Say out loud, "I'm down for that," or "Sounds good," to get comfortable with them. Great job! Next, we'll learn some polite ways to end a conversation. Phrases for ending a conversation politely. Ending a conversation in a friendly and natural way helps leave a good impression. Instead of just saying goodbye, try using these phrases. "I'll catch you later." "Talk to you soon." "Take care." "See you around." For example, after chatting with a friend, you can say, "I'll catch you later," or "Talk to you soon," to sound warm and casual. If you want to wish someone well, you might say, "Take care," before leaving. These phrases make your English sound more natural and polite when wrapping up a conversation. Practice saying them out loud. Think of the last person you talked to and imagine ending the conversation with "Talk to you soon" or "Take care." Great! Let's continue with some small phrases people use to keep conversations going. Small talk phrases and fillers. In everyday English, people often use small phrases and fillers to keep conversations natural and relaxed. These help you sound more fluent and give you time to think. Common fillers include, "Well, let me think," "You know what I mean," "Kind of," "Sort of." For example, if someone asks you, "What do you want to eat?" you might say, "Well, let me think," or "I'm kind of hungry for pizza." Adding "you know what I mean" at the end of a sentence helps check if the listener understands you. These little phrases make your speech sound more casual and friendly. Try practicing by adding fillers when you speak. Say out loud, "Well, I guess I'll have coffee," or "It's sort of confusing, you know what I mean." Keep using these in your conversations and your English will sound more natural every day. Phrases for making suggestions. When you want to offer ideas or suggest plans politely, it's good to use soft and friendly expressions. Instead of direct commands, try using, "How about?" "Why don't we?" "Let's try." "Maybe we could." For example, if you and a friend are deciding what to do, you can say, "How about going for a walk?" Or "Why don't we check out that new cafe?" You can also say, "Let's try the new pizza place," or "Maybe we could watch a movie tonight." These phrases make your suggestions sound more polite and inviting. Practice saying them out loud. Imagine you are making plans and say, "How about we go hiking?" or "Why don't we meet at 7?" Using these phrases will help your English sound more natural and friendly. Phrases for changing the topic. Sometimes in conversation, you need to switch to a different subject smoothly. Using natural phrases helps you do this without sounding awkward. Common phrases for changing topics include, by the way, speaking of that reminds me, before I forget. For example, if you are talking about movies and want to ask about a friend's family, you can say, by the way, how is your brother doing? Or if someone mentions travel, you might say, speaking of that, have you seen the latest travel documentary? These phrases help keep conversations flowing naturally. Practice using them by thinking of different situations. Say out loud, by the way, did you hear about the new restaurant? Or that reminds me, I need to call my mom. Adding these small phrases will make your English sound more fluent and relaxed. Polite ways to disagree. Disagreeing politely is very important in English conversations to keep the discussion respectful and friendly. Instead of saying you're wrong, try softer phrases like, I see your point, but I'm not sure I agree with that. That's one way to look at it. I understand, however. For example, if someone says online learning is always better, you could say, I see your point, but I think it depends on the person. Or if a friend says fast food is the best, you might respond, I understand. However, I prefer home-cooked meals. These phrases help you express your opinion without sounding rude. Practice these by thinking of opinions you disagree with and try saying, I'm not sure I agree with that, or that's one way to look at it. Using polite disagreement will make your conversations smoother and more pleasant. Phrases to express surprise and amazement. When you hear something unexpected or amazing, using natural expressions shows your excitement and interest. Instead of just saying, wow, try these phrases. That's crazy. No way. I can't believe it. You're kidding. For example, if a friend says, I saw a bear in the park, you can respond, that's crazy, or no way. If someone tells you they traveled to 5 countries last year, you might say, I can't believe it, or you're kidding. These expressions make your reactions sound more genuine and lively. Practice reacting with these phrases when friends tell you interesting stories. Try saying no way or you're kidding out loud to get comfortable using them. Phrases for reassuring and comforting. Sometimes people make mistakes or feel embarrassed, and it's kind to offer reassurance. Instead of ignoring or getting upset, use these friendly phrases. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. No problem at all. Everything will be fine. For example, if someone spills coffee and apologizes, you can say, don't worry about it. It happens. If a friend says, sorry, I forgot to call you back, you might reply, no problem at all. I know you're busy. These phrases help calm the situation and show understanding. Practice saying these out loud so you can use them naturally when needed. Try saying it's not a big deal or everything will be fine in different situations. Practice conversations using phrases learned. Now it's time to put everything together with some practice conversations. Using the phrases you've learned will help you speak English more naturally. Imagine you meet a friend at a cafe. You say, hey, what's up? They reply, not much. Just needed a break. You respond, yeah, I get it. Work's been really stressful lately. You know what I mean? Your friend nods and says, exactly, I've been looking for something fun to do. You suggest, how about we go to that new art exhibit this weekend? Your friend replies, sounds good, let's do it. You finish with, cool, I'll text you the details later. Talk to you soon. Try practicing this conversation out loud. You can change the topic or emotions to make it your own. Here's another example. At work, a colleague asks, how's your day going? You say, not bad, a little busy, but I'm managing. They say, same here, got a lot on my plate. You respond, yeah, I get it, it's been non-stop lately. Then you ask, by the way, did you finish the report? They reply, almost, I'll send it by the end of the day. You smile and say, perfect. No rush. Practicing these conversations will build your confidence and make your English flow naturally. Final tips for practicing daily English. To become fluent in English, practice is key. Try to use the phrases you've learned every day, even if you're just talking to yourself. Set aside 5 to 10 minutes daily to speak out loud. You can practice in front of a mirror or record yourself to hear how you sound. Don't worry about mistakes. The more you practice, the better you will get. Use these phrases when chatting with friends, at work, or even thinking in English. Remember, learning a language is not just about grammar or vocabulary. It's about communicating naturally and confidently. Try to create small daily habits, like greeting people with new phrases or reacting naturally when you hear stories. Keep a notebook to write down new expressions you hear and practice using them. Most importantly, have fun with your English learning journey and don't give up. Conclusion and encouragement. Thank you so much for watching today's lesson. I hope these 50 common English phrases will help you feel more confident in your daily conversations. Remember, speaking English naturally comes from regular practice and using the language in real situations. Don't just memorize these phrases. Try to live with them. Use them at home, at work, or with friends. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to English Everyday and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on our daily lessons. Keep practicing, keep improving, and most importantly, believe in yourself. I'm Nika, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Phrases to talk about plans and intentions. When talking about your future plans or what you intend to do, using clear and natural phrases helps others understand you better. Try using, I'm planning to, I'm thinking of, I hope to, my goal is to. For example, you can say I'm planning to start exercising more this month or I'm thinking of learning a new language. If someone asks about your summer, you might say I hope to travel somewhere new or my goal is to improve my English speaking skills. These phrases are easy to use and make your speech sound more like a native speaker. Practice by talking about your own plans. For instance, say I'm planning to watch a new series or I'm thinking of trying cooking classes. The more you practice, the more confident you will feel discussing your intentions in English. Phrases for making offers and polite requests. When you want to offer help or ask for something politely, using the right phrases makes your communication smoother and more respectful. Common ways to offer help include, do you want me to? Would you like me to? Can I help you with? Let me know if you need. For example, if someone looks tired carrying heavy bags, you can say, do you want me to carry those for you? Or would you like me to help with the cleaning? When making polite requests, try phrases like, could you please? Would it be okay if? May I ask you to? Would you mind? For example, could you please send me the report by noon? Or would it be okay if I borrowed your book? Using these polite expressions shows respect and makes people more willing to help you. Practice by imagining situations where you offer help or ask for favors. Say out loud, would you like me to help you or could you please explain this to me? Phrases for giving advice and suggestions. When you want to give advice or make suggestions in a friendly way, using polite phrases helps your message sound helpful rather than bossy. Common expressions include, you should, if I were you, I'd, why don't you, have you thought about? For example, if a friend is feeling tired, you can say you should take a break or if I were you, I'd get some rest. If someone is unsure about a decision, you might suggest, why don't you talk to someone about it or have you thought about trying a new hobby? These phrases are useful for offering support and ideas in everyday conversations. Practice by thinking of situations where you might give advice. Say out loud, you should try that new restaurant or if I were you, I'd call her and explain everything. Using these polite suggestions will make your English sound more natural and caring. Phrases for agreeing and disagreeing politely. In conversations, it's important to express agreement or disagreement respectfully to keep discussions friendly. For agreeing, you can use, that's true, I agree, exactly, absolutely. For example, if someone says getting enough sleep is important, you can reply, that's true or I agree. When you want to disagree gently, try phrases like, I'm not so sure about that. That might be true, but I see your point. However, I understand, but, for example, if a friend says fast food is the best, you might say I'm not so sure about that, or that might be true, but I prefer home-cooked meals. These phrases help keep conversations polite and productive. Practice using them by thinking of opinions you agree or disagree with. Say out loud I agree or that might be true. But, casual conversational phrases and tags. In everyday English, people often use small phrases and tags to make conversations sound more relaxed and natural. Common phrases include, you know what I mean. Kind of, sort of, right, isn't it? For example, you might say it's kind of confusing. You know what I mean? Or this restaurant is great. Isn't it? These words help check understanding and make your speech sound less formal. Practice adding these to your sentences. Say out loud it's sort of difficult or you know what I mean. Using these casual phrases will help your English sound more fluent and friendly. Phrases for politely excusing yourself. When you need to leave a conversation or situation politely, using natural phrases helps you do it smoothly without sounding rude. Common expressions include, I've got to run. I'm in a bit of a hurry. Can we catch up later? Sorry, I have to go now. For example, if you're at a party and need to leave, you can say I've got to run. But it was great seeing you. If you're busy and want to end a call, you might say sorry, I'm in a bit of a hurry. Can we talk later? These phrases help you exit conversations politely and respectfully. Practice saying them out loud. Imagine you're leaving a conversation and use I have to go now or can we catch up later? Using these polite excuses will make your English sound more natural and considerate. Phrases for expressing uncertainty. When you are not sure about something or need time to check. Using polite and natural phrases helps you communicate clearly. Common expressions include, I'm not sure. Let me check and get back to you. I'll have to find out. I don't know yet. For example, if someone asks are you free tomorrow? You can say I'm not sure. Let me check my schedule. If someone asks do you know how to fix this? You might reply I don't know yet, but I can find out for you. These phrases show honesty and willingness to follow up. Practice using them by imagining questions you might not know the answer to. Say out loud I'm not sure or let me check and get back to you. Using these phrases will make your English more polite and professional. Practice conversations using all phrases. Let's practice putting everything together with some example conversations. Using these phrases will help you sound more natural and confident in English. Imagine you are at work and a colleague asks, Hey, how's your day going? You can reply, Not bad, a little busy, but I'm managing. Then they say, Same here, got a lot on my plate. You respond, Yeah, I get it, it's been non-stop lately. You can also add, By the way, did you finish the report? Your colleague might say, Almost. I'll send it by the end of the day. You finish with, Perfect, no rush. Another example is meeting a friend at a cafe. You say, Hi, long time no see. What's new? They reply, I just got a new job. You respond, That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. They say, Thanks. It's a bit challenging though. You answer, I know what you mean. Starting something new can be tough. Then you suggest, So, how about celebrating this weekend? They reply, Sounds good to me. Practice these conversations aloud. Change the topics and emotions to make them your own. This will build your confidence and help you speak English more naturally. Final practice tips. To improve your English fluency. Practicing regularly is essential. Try to use the phrases you learned every day, even when you are alone. Set a timer for 5 to 10 minutes each day to speak out loud. You can practice in front of a mirror, record yourself, or talk with a friend. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. The more you practice, the more confident and natural you will sound. Use these phrases in real conversations at work, school, or with friends. The key is to make them part of your daily speech. Keep a notebook to write down new expressions and review them often. Remember, learning a language takes time and patience. So stay motivated and enjoy the process. With consistent effort, you will see great progress in your English skills. Conclusion. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope these 50 common English phrases will help you speak more confidently and naturally in your daily conversations. Remember, learning English is not just about grammar and vocabulary, but about connecting with others through real, natural communication. Keep practicing these phrases every day, whether you're talking to friends, working, or even thinking to yourself. If you enjoyed this lesson, please subscribe to English Everyday and click the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and believe in yourself. I'm Nika, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Take care.